Welcome back to Behind the Dream with your host, Pierce Woodward. Today we have, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thanks. Rojas.
Awesome, man. So we start off every episode asking, what is your dream?
Wow. Get right into it.
Yeah, right into it.
Not even asking how my day
No,
is,
I
where
don't
I'm
really
from,
care. Just wonder
how
what your
long
dream
I've
is.
been doing. So the direct answer, without getting too deep, I think over the past 5 years where my life has changed so much, where I've lived in 3 major cities, has been truly to find my passion to then better serve people every year more and more.
Ooh, okay. So kind of like an ongoing dream.
Yeah.
Not really an end.
No, because what I've learned,
like
especially with who I work under, is that there's never a time and there's never a number. And it's always evolving.
I like that.
Because a lot of the things you can't control. And so, similar to one of my favorite actors, Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
He's always chasing something 5 years ahead. I don't even have it as 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think more so, what can I do today? What can I do next month? I lower my scale.
Yeah.
Because, if you would have told me where I am today a year ago, I would have thought you were crazy.
Oh,
So,
yeah. And 5 years ago, bro, I remember hearing about your story, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, no way.
So getting into your story, for everyone that doesn't know, what industry are you in and why'd you get into it?
So I'm a creative director based in Los Angeles, California. I've been doing this now for 6 years. And how I got into it was during my undergraduate degree. I was attending a school in upstate New York known as Iona University.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an opportunity to work for Gatorade. And it was mere luck. I had a friend of mine post a video on Facebook. And I thought it was so cool. And I hit him up. I was like, dude, what's this video about? How can I get involved? He said, it's a marketing Gatorade internship. Unfortunately, it's closed. But if anything changes, I'll let you know. If you guys know, any friend that usually tells you that, that's a nice way of saying no.
Yeah.
That's a way of him telling you that I'm wishing you the best, but
Yeah,
I don't know
if
it's gonna happen. Long and behold, though, a few weeks pass, and he hits me up, and I remember exactly where I was. I was laying down on my couch in Miami, and he hits me up. He's like, yo, one of our marketing managers dropped, and we need someone tomorrow. Really? Are you in Miami? I said, yes. And he goes, perfect. The tour starts in Miami.
Wow.
And he goes, I already spoke to the head. It was a big position. It wasn't the CEO of Gatorade, but it was someone high up.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, we're skipping 90% of the process.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what you've been doing. Send your resume. And all you have to do is jump on a phone right now.
What?
I said, cool. And he goes, hold on, I'm going to call them in. I said, sweet.
And that was really the start of it all?
Yeah, and so I jumped on the phone with them. The conversation went really well. And fast forward, I went on a marketing tour to the point that I even missed the first week of school. And the way my school works, if you miss 2 classes, you're out.
Really?
Of that course. Yeah, they drop you because by then it's like
you're 2 behind, yeah.
Yeah. And I had to contact each of my professors for the first week of school.
Oh my gosh.
And be like, listen, this is a big opportunity for me. I'm still traveling. I told them what I was doing, who I was working with. And they were all so cool. They're like, don't worry about it. We'll send you what you need for the first week. It's usually a chill week.
Yeah.
We have no tests. If these assignments will be due. And I made it happen. So when I came back to my university, there was a family friend who gave me a camera. And this was a turning point.
This wasn't with Gatorade. This wasn't for filming?
It was. So what happened with Gatorade, it was a marketing internship that I would promote the products.
Yeah.
Through their pre, which they had a gel, the during, which we all know the Gatorade, and the post actual drink.
Okay.
And so what I was doing, I was on an ambulance. They painted in black. They put the Gatorade logo on the side, and I stopped in every major high school on the East Coast.
What?
And I would educate them on the importance of hydration.
Wow.
And what they would do with me is I would be in the back. I would take a picture of your face, and then I would put you on a Gatorade bottle. During that, I would my friend, when he was speaking to the kids about hydration, he's like, yo, I need pictures for the marketing tour.
Yeah.
Can you take pictures? I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to hold the camera.
Gotcha.
And can you just put the settings and I'll just press the button?
Yeah.
And I still have it saved on my phone. There was 3 photos I took that I was like, I was impressed with myself. And I said to myself, this is actually cool.
So did you have any camera experience before this?
0. See, so that was another thing. That was another thing. I went into the Gatorade thing and they're like, are you familiar with camera? I'm like, of course. Of course. And in context, too, it was also my biggest paying job. They were paying me $25 an hour.
Wow. And 5 years ago?
Yeah, $25 an hour. And this was during when I was in university,
Yeah.
and I was like paying for my stuff. I was like, dude, this is balling. And
That
I
is
guaranteed 8 to 10 hour days
Wow.
for the summer.
Wow.
I was loving life.
No, I love that because I feel like a lot of people feel like they need a huge resume or they need something to like get it.
Well, this is something that's important that I always like to reiterate is that so I was going into my senior year of college.
Okay.
While I got to that point, I'm a big person of, number one, I didn't know what I wanted to do ever.
Yeah.
And when I got to university, the number one goal I had was to honestly prove to my family that I had a job waiting for me. It was really just ego with them and knowing that I went to a private high school and then I went to a private university.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky enough my family funded to help me do that. Yeah. And so I was just coming from a place, I was always a good student in high school. I did a lot, vice president of school, captain of the basketball team, chess. I would give tours. I was always that kid that was involved.
Doing stuff, yeah.
Because I just didn't like to sit in my room and not do anything. That wasn't me. I didn't play the video games. I was always outside. And so when I got to university, it was the same mentality. That first summer, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I got an internship at an accounting firm. I fell asleep at the desk. I knew that wasn't for me.
No.
Then I worked at a retail store at All Saints. And that's where I realized there was one thing. I love personality, talking to people, having those conversations.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I'm into this. But I didn't want to do retail.
Yeah.
Next summer, I got a job as working at a car dealership.
Okay.
So that was more focused on finance.
Yeah, and that's also good because you get the connection with people and you get that like sales expertise.
Correct. And so, but then I realized I don't want to do finance. Third summer come in, marketing.
Yeah.
That was Gatorade. During that time, so that was going into my senior year. My junior year, I don't talk about it this much. I was a babysitter Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Wow.
Tuesday and Thursday, I had 6:30 to 9:30 classes. My day was open. I was a waiter at a pizzeria during the day.
Wow.
I was a full-time student.
Jeez.
I was a part of what was known as the women's practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave me access as an athlete to have first access. So I would have to practice with the women's basketball team 2 hours a day.
Wow.
5 days a week, sometimes Saturday morning.
Jeez.
On top of that, I was in a fraternity. And I was very involved.
I could see you as a frat, dude. 5 years
And so,
ago, I could see you.
And
as a frat,
I was very involved.
Wow.
I'm not done. And I worked at admissions, calling people because I'm Hispanic.
Yeah.
I have second language is Spanish. Okay. And I would call prospects to kids who were unsure about coming, and I would jump on the phone with, hey, I'm a current student. I would love to help you out with any questions.
Dang, dude.
So going into the Gatorade position, I was qualified because I had tasted so many different things.
Yeah.
So I was not qualified as a creative, but what I had done was put myself through trials to try things.
Yeah.
What I believe and truly believe today with anyone listening, you put yourself in a position to win by doing things consistently and constantly.
Yeah, that's the key.
It's just if you're wishing, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't wish for Gatorade.
No, you put yourself in positions that were hard and unique.
Right. And I truthfully, I never thought to myself, if I do this, I will arrive here. That's never, ever been my mentality.
Yep.
It's just always been, don't sit down, be productive, keep the needle moving, keep moving forward, and just do things that either challenge you or you're curious about. I was always curious.
What would you say? Because I have a couple friends and whatnot. What would you say to someone? Because like that's obviously easier said than done. Like just be like most people can't do that. Like you can't have that busy of a schedule. So to someone that might have a lazier lifestyle, or especially just coming out of COVID, like everyone just came out of COVID. Say they just graduated high school or 2 years into college, and they just like. The biggest thing I feel like people ask me is like, I don't know what I want to do though.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say to someone like that? Because obviously like I always say like pick a passion and find a way to get into that industry.
Yeah.
Whether that don't make it pay you at first.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing, because if you get paid automatically, you're going to fall out of the passion for it. It's kind of like the rock climbing. I love rock climbing. I'll spend 3 hours a day rock climbing. I spend money on rock climbing. Like that the value doesn't come to me. So I always say find a passion and then try and figure out how you can get in that market. And then once you've developed that passion and worked on that passion over and over, then you kind of understand the industry. Like rock climbing right now, I easily know I could make $5,000 doing rock climbing in any way. Like I could do lessons. I could do a group, meetings and stuff, Zoom calls and stuff. And like,
I think this would be a great test for you
A
to
whole-
become a rock climbing trainer on the side. I'm dead serious.
Oh my gosh.
I'm dead. If
That would actually be pretty
let's
cool.
reverse engineer this.
Yeah.
I'm being dead serious.
No, I love that.
Let's say you charge
So I can turn-
$25 a
Yep.
session.
Yeah.
This is real numbers right now.
Yeah. I want to see this.
Let's do $25 a session.
20, and can we do multiple people? 5 people a session?
Let's keep it bare for people that are watching and listening. Let's say 2.
Okay, 2.
It's
Yeah,
starting.
yeah, yeah.
Let's say so 50.
50.
Say 50.
Yep.
You do 5 a week.
Yep.
So it's 5 hours.
Yeah.
And that's also, I'm sure
Yeah.
you do more than that.
Yeah. But if
And then now we have 5 hours.
Yeah,
So
times
5.
4. What? 4 weeks.
Huh?
4
No.
Oh, wait, what?
Or 5 hours in a week. Let's
Yeah,
say 5
yeah.
hours and
5
then
hours.
times 4. So 50 times 5
Yes.
times 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's $1,000. So you'd make
12
an extra 1,000.
And then times
then-
12,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's a great side
Yeah.
hustle.
And that's only
That's a
one
great
that's
side
only
hustle.
1 hour a day or 5 hours a week in general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
for
a
12
great
grand, yeah.
side hustle.
And then what's awesome about that is you can write off all your ropes, all of your belay devices, everything, all your rock climbing gear.
Let's get back to this question
Yeah,
because I really
We're like
that's a
diving
3.
into
That's a 3. Yeah, rock climb.
rock
This whole podcast becomes
We're just dissecting how to like become
Let's
a
just go rock
millionaire off
climbing
rock
after this. I
climbing.
have nothing to do.
Oh, dude, I'm actually down.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't done that in years.
Dude, best rock climbing gym, the front. If you're ever in Utah, the front rock climbing gym. Shout out the front. That is the place.
I haven't done that in years. I'm pretty
Okay.
down. So 3 parts. What I heard for me, someone who's unsure.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that you have to remember is that nobody knows what they want to do. Nobody.
Yeah.
Me as a creative, when I had so what happened was when I graduated from my university, I had a good friend of mine, what now is my best friend, but at the time was a friend, who's opening a fitness facility. And he said, hey, do you want to become the head of creative? I didn't even know what that meant.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No.
In 2016,
Yeah.
I had to convince people, for you to have context, I sound old, but 2016, it was only 15-second Instagram videos. Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, businesses were not using Instagram.
No. It's kind of like 2021.
Yeah,
when
it
no
just
one was
wasn't
using
happening.
TikTok
Yeah,
for
it just
businesses.
wasn't happening.
And now it's like that's all.
It just was not happening. So I had to convince people.
Yeah.
Number 3 is resources. I don't care who you are, what you do. You could find, in the US, you could find access to internet.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. There's a thing, it's the best search engine in the world. It's called YouTube.
Yep.
I learned photography. I couldn't afford for courses.
Yeah, I did the same
Everything
thing.
was YouTube.
Yep, same.
I literally, kid you not, I would look up sports photography settings. Photo is blurry, how to make it look still in Sony.
Yep.
I would literally write out my question and there would be at least one video.
100%.
And so I think it's the ability to, number 1, try things, what I said at the beginning. If you cannot be scared to try. I think the thing that bothers me most is that when people make fun of people starting something new. That really irks me.
But you know why they do it?
It's just their insecurity.
Insecurity's
But
projecting
the idea,
itself
but
into
essentially
reality.
that stops people from doing it.
100%.
When you start something new, here, clear example. Let's say you had your guitar here and your background with rings, and then you decide to pick up a guitar.
musician.
People would say, why?
Yeah.
They would question you instead of saying, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Or sending you a song that you should learn.
Yeah.
Or giving you
Yeah.
resources.
Because
that's just the world
yeah.
we live in today, and that's okay. But it's knowing that you're going to have that, and that's okay.
I think the biggest thing on that, because I feel like it's easier to say, like, it's easier. Because I always tell people when I'm talking to them, I always say, practice not caring what other people think.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot easier than telling the whole world, stop being assholes to everyone that has a dream.
Right.
Because
the
there's
thing is,
way more people
the
that are
person
insecure.
at the beginning who doesn't know who they are,
I know.
they can't.
It's easier said than done.
Right. Especially at the beginning.
Of
I
course.
think that's something that you have to battle. So let's run through it. So it's trial and error.
Yeah.
So you'll never know what you're passionate about unless you try things.
100%.
And then the second part of it is knowing who you're doing it with.
Yeah.
You have to have massive conviction on knowing that your path that you're walking, there's someone else that's doing it. If it's through Facebook groups, if it's through Instagram. Here's a clear example of why I'm seated here today. Kid you not. I know we've spoken about this, but I've never publicly said this. Is that I was on TikTok. I'm a creative myself. He made a video about his story, what the brand he built, and I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool.
And then he saw a New York ring.
Yeah, and I hit him up on Instagram.
Yep.
Couple weeks pass, serendipitous. He looks at it a day that I'm in Salt Lake City. Keep in mind, I live in LA. He hits me up back. I'm like, dude, I love your story, what you've built, what you're doing. So context, action. I saw it, relatability on doing something with your life, having that creative passion, the TikToks. I love the storytelling as a creative. I love that. And I hit you up to do something at one point. And the day you answered, there was an event happening. Yep. You showed up to the event. Yeah. And then, the rest is kind of history. Sitting in your apartment.
I know. It's seriously crazy. No. So, okay, this is actually probably more a question for me.
Yeah.
But I love asking people this because Roger is probably one of the most social people I have ever met, where like, I kid you not, anywhere we are, he's always meeting someone, or he always knows someone, very well connected, is very good at engaging with other people. And like, literally we became best friends the first time I met him. Like literally next day the next week he was over at my place. Just, we were just talking, he's telling my story. Then every time he's in Salt Lake, we just always kick it. And then
great barbecue.
Then we grilled, and now we're going to go rock climbing. But like, and then he always invites me over to events and stuff. So, because I think the key really to success and more than any money standpoint is networking. I've slowly come to terms with that, because also living alone, friends, people, community, like that is the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of other people, like especially with the now hustle on TikTok, is like just grind, do drop shipping, stay in your apartment all day, just focus, and spend all the time alone. Where I think it's like, if you just got out every day for an entire month and try to meet people, you'd be a millionaire by the end of the year.
You brought up a great point, which is what you were describing is someone else's path. And based off your personality, you know that's not you. For someone else, that's okay.
Fair. That's fair. No, yeah.
For the introvert, that's okay.
That's true, because I have a
buddy. For the person who loves their room,
he builds websites. Yeah, my buddy builds websites. They don't want to leave. Yeah.
And that's okay.
No, it is okay. Yeah.
But the thing that you just said was you realizing that's one of your attributes of life, that you want to meet people. Yeah. You want to be out. Yeah. You want to be seen. No, you want to try things. Yeah. And that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
You and I are like in that way.
Yeah, totally.
If you leave me in my... Last night was a perfect example. It was like 8 o'clock at night. And I was like...
I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah, I was like, this feels so weird. I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be out. I wanted to be seeing people.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I believe it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yes.
Point blank. And what totally that does, one thing only. It's a fast forward button to life. That's it.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. But how do you get to know people? Because you're very well connected.
I just did with you, I sent you a DM.
So just contact as many people as possible.
Yeah. Or when you're out and you kind of, one, you have to place yourself there. So, right, you could look up on Facebook. You're like, all right, how do I find these events? Facebook, Instagram. You literally look up car events. You could look up your city.
Yeah.
Eventbrite. And a lot of these events are free.
What's the best question? Because back to like COVID and stuff, and this is also a question of me. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better at it. But when you find these events,
let me finish answering the networking thing, because I think this last part is the biggest part.
Oh, okay.
Is that when you put yourself in these events is the one thing. Second thing is knowing, hi, my name is, what do you do?
That's what I'm about to ask you.
What you have to do is find something about them that you correlate them to. Always.
Correlate
An
them to?
Example. I walk into your office if I were to meet up with you.
Yeah.
And I see on the wall you have the Utah Jazz.
Okay, yeah, Jazz.
Yeah, jazz player.
Yeah.
Let's say it's Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, wow, that's so cool, Donovan Mitchell. I saw last year there was a game that he dropped. I was there. No way. You instantly you create
find a way to relate
a connection to them.
Or like shoes. I think shoes is a big one, especially at like I'm not a huge shoe guy, but like I go to events and stuff, and you can automatically see the guys that are into shoes, and they're usually really cool people, and they usually really don't really care about the shoes. They just like collecting shit.
Right. I think it comes in art.
Yes,
I think
100%.
Over time, And then the last part, especially with networking, is that you go above and beyond and not expect anything.
Yeah.
When I started living my life that way, it became a lot easier.
Yeah.
And then naturally, it's cliche, but it's so true. The right people that are meant to stay in your life.
Yeah.
And the last part that I do, I'm really big, is fostering the relationship.
Yep.
How many deposits are you doing versus withdrawals?
Yep.
So an example, I would say with us, right? Like, I don't know, like when I go, it's natural to me now.
Yeah, 100%.
But when I go on an event, I introduce you to people. I try to see who can connect with who, because that relationship and that connection is invaluable.
Yeah.
And then there's always that, I don't want to say it because I don't believe in it, but the idea is that I'm always depositing.
Yeah,
just depositing.
Law
right?
of reciprocity.
There,
That's
you
the
said
right
it right.
word,
Constantly depositing into
Yeah.
the relationship,
Totally.
versus withdrawing, right? So if you meet someone and they're asking you for stuff, you're like, who is this guy? Why do you want to be like? No one does.
Yeah, totally. Like if like say we went to that event and then you asked me like, yo, could you drive me from Salt Lake all the way to Sundance? It's like an hour and 20-minute drive. I'd have been like, oh, bro, I'm busy. But like the third time I saw you, I was like, you didn't even ask me. I offered. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, you want me to drive you to Sundance tonight?
Yeah, that was cool.
So yeah, I think it's create value for other people and don't expect value, but value comes where value is created. So
Yeah, and then ultimately, let's just say that relationship, nothing happens.
oh, totally. No. Yeah.
You at the end of the day is that you've met someone new.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, this saying is so true, especially for me in my life. And I could say this: you never know where you'll end up, and the influence that they'll have in your life, either today or later on.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
and that's coming from someone who spent 18 years in Miami, 8 years in New
Yeah.
York, and now 2 years in LA.
Yeah.
I would have never thought I would live in LA.
Yeah.
And then I'll break the news here. Now I'm moving on to a ranch, a 26-acre ranch.
Wow. Oh yeah, with Dan. Yeah.
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 So
Are you
I
guys
would have
building it?
never. It's
It's already made.
it's like I would say
In
80% built out.
Wyoming.
No, it's Temecula,
Oh,
which
California.
is an
Oh,
hour
I
south
grew up in
of.
Temecula.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's up on there's there's that hill. What's it called though? I know it. Yeah, I know
I'm
exactly.
still new to the area.
No,
I've
you're
been there
good.
only once.
No,
but
they're Duluth. I think it's Duluth.
Yeah,
That's where all the ranches are.
yeah. So it's gonna be pretty epic.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna come
We have
visit.
winery, dude. You have no. It's gonna be literally
When are you moving?
like 2-3 months.
Cool.
It's gonna be the epicenter. Dan's calling it the world's most famous ranch.
Cool.
Like we're gonna have an auditorium
Awesome.
for like 300 people.
Oh, amazing.
We're gonna have the American Ninja Warrior course.
Wow.
Horses.
Dang, dude, that's gonna be amazing.
We're building the real Tarzan from
No.
Instagram. He's one of the biggest
Oh yes, I've seen that guy.
yeah, he's moving onto the property to build out a
Really?
zoo. We're gonna have
What?
giraffes. Dude, it's gonna be
What?
insane.
What?
It's gonna be insane. We're gonna have a
That's
room
crazy.
like podcast room, fitness center,
Yeah. Dang.
indoor basketball
That's
court.
really sick. So, the guy Dan who he's talking about, he travels with a ton and films his content. So, because I think a lot of people would love to know this.
Yeah. The
What is
story?
it like? Well,
Oh.
the story. Yes, I want to get to the story. But first of all, is traveling, dude. I envy you for how much. Well, actually, I don't think I could travel that much. But like, this dude is always on the road. Like, I literally was like, so, because he's in Salt Lake and then he's going to LA tomorrow. I was like, so how long you got in LA? Yeah, about 24 hours, and then we're heading out to
Atlantic City. Yeah.
for an event. And I was like, oh my gosh, but this guy is
Yeah.
always moving.
So something about that, I think that's great. I have it on my journal, and I'll if I could find it, I'll send you a picture
Okay,
of it.
cool.
When I first started, when I came out of university, I had no money. No money. I was
Yeah.
charging $30 a month for 10 to 12
Oh, for the-
videos,
yeah, the
videos
workout.
and photos.
Nuts,
$30 a month.
dude. That was ridiculous.
And I did
I
that because I had no portfolio.
Yeah.
I had no experience.
Yeah.
I had no self-worth. I had no credibility.
Totally.
And so with that being said, I obviously, where you would expect I lived in a basement of a house.
Mm-hmm.
And the basement of a New York house is exactly what you think it is. It's a small window. It didn't even face anything. It faced the fence.
Mm.
And I remember at my desk that I got for free, writing there, I was like, I hope I could travel the world one day and live on a plane.
Wow.
That's like manifestation. I believe in that, but more so, again, going back to at the rate that I travel now, I would have never thought about it.
Yeah.
And the person who is another big point, as a creative, you always want to work for yourself and build your own self.
Of course.
But I believe there should be someone that you see in your life, and through time you'll find it. Just find that one person that you look at, and you're like, you look at three things: their lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
their business,
Yeah.
and what they've achieved. Not about what they're going to do,
Yeah.
about what they've done.
Done.
Because you need to have someone that's above you,
Yeah.
that you aspire to become. And so it's personal, business, and
Lifestyle.
and
Yeah.
and personal preferences.
Yeah.
And so he's someone that the reason I travel with him is because he's someone I want to be when I'm his
Yeah.
age.
Totally.
And the way he lives his life, the way he has his social life, and also his marriage. And, I adore his wife, Casey, and how they are, and also the lifestyle that he has with what he does and his business kind of
Yeah,
everything he's
manages it all,
achieved.
Yeah.
I aspire in every way. And so
Yeah.
that's why, aside from the ego of working under someone, it's
Yeah.
like, I want to, at that point in my
Yeah.
life, I want to be like that.
And you're learning from him.
Yeah. And the coolest thing I would say is that the personal relationship, going back to like deposits, it's like he's someone who's constantly, constantly serving others.
Oh yeah.
And for me, that's like, because people think when you have to help other people, you have to be broke
Yeah.
or that you have to give everything. That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you're serving yourself, you're able to serve others more.
100%.
You're able to give more.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Last night, Jimmy Rack started something called tipping dinners.
Yeah.
And Dan and I, he'll get people together to do it, but we were just having a normal dinner and he gave the waitress a $1,500 tip.
Yeah.
She just started crying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, that's life-changing money for people.
Yeah.
Maybe she couldn't afford her rent, or maybe she was tight on something, or maybe she needs to help someone.
Yeah.
And so it's like, those are the moments for me that I'm like, all right, there's a bigger purpose, you know, because of him too. I don't own a car. I try to live a very simple life. You know, I'm always on the road and, just thinking the bigger picture, you know, towards.
Oh, I love that. So what is it like traveling that much though? Is it like, what's the hardest, actually change the top.
Yeah.
To get, out of the amazement of everything. What's the hardest part about traveling so much?
People forget that I'm working.
Oh,
like,
I
love what I do.
Yeah.
I love what I do.
And there's like, hey.
But
or like girls, they're like, why can't you see me?
Yeah, I don't entertain. I'm very straight,
Yeah.
and I say, listen, this is my current lifestyle.
Yeah.
And this is a priority for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm very direct in that and saying, this is what matters to me. And
Yeah.
if you want to be friends, we can. But ultimately, it's just knowing that this is my priority and this is what I care about. And so the thing that people forget, you know, they're like, oh, you're never working. You know, I was like, no, I am, dude.
Yeah.
Like, today's Sunday.
Yeah.
And we have an event tonight.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Saturday. And
you're right.
so I generally don't feel this way, but the truth is I give up my weekends.
Yeah. You're working 24/7.
Yeah. Like legit. Like I
Mm-hmm.
told you, I go to LA tomorrow. My day off technically is a Monday.
Yeah.
Everyone starts Monday.
Yep. But and on your day off, you got to be packing and
And then
ready
Tuesday
and-
we take off.
Yeah.
So it's like people, you know, the lifestyle I chose, I love it and I wouldn't change it. But it's also knowing that it really is 24/7.
Yeah.
It really is. And if Dan were to call me right now, 10 o'clock, and I'll show up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
feel that there's hours that I can't. I feel like these are the years that I can.
Yeah.
God willing, I
present
have a
all the time.
partner. Yeah. This is my dream, is that I know I could do this now, and God willing, I have a partner, and God willing, I have kids. Then that changes because it doesn't become about me.
I love that.
I think about that a lot.
So, this guy Roger is very good with relationships. With
I would
any
I would
relationship.
say fostering relationships. Business,
very good.
personal.
And we were just talking about relationships, but on a dating level,
Yeah.
what is the key to like winning a girl over?
Communication.
Okay.
Communication. Being
So
very
okay,
clear.
let me set the
Scenario.
environment.
Yep.
Okay. There's this girl I found on Instagram.
Yep.
Super cute.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get her number.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a couple scenarios. I want
Yep.
3 scenarios because I
Go
feel
ahead.
like everyone's is different.
Yep.
Super cute. She goes to the college up the street.
Mm-hmm.
What's the opening DM?
Cool. So the first thing I would do is, before the public DM, is see if there's someone that you know that could vouch for you.
Oh, okay.
So the
Like
person.
connect you
Yep.
in
That'd be-
person.
Yep.
Okay.
No, or social or text.
Oh,
But again, most girls find that awkward.
yeah.
So what you do is have someone tee you off.
Okay.
That's the term I use. So an example is, if I know her, I would reach out to her. Or if I know there's a moment in the next week I'm going to hang out with her, you remind me and I bring you up.
Gotcha.
And I don't bring you up in terms of hooking up. I bring
Yeah.
you up in
Hey,
terms
this
of,
is my friend.
next time we go and do something, I'm going to have him tag along. She'll be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's the first part.
And if that's not a
Let's say that
possibility-
doesn't
yeah.
happen and this is a complete stranger.
Yeah, complete stranger.
Then the thing that becomes difficult about the public DM is that it can get lost.
Yeah,
especially
Well,
depending.
if they're not following you. It's
If
in
they're
the
not following
request.
you, and then depending their
but just
follower
wording,
count.
just wording. Like,
Yeah, I would
I'm
say-
honestly just curious. I'm just curious what
Yeah,
your opening line is.
My thing is just value, and so if
Do you
you
think
see
complimenting's a good idea for first?
complimenting,
Yeah.
no,
Like, no, you don't think so?
no, because you're
I'm doing
every-
it wrong.
every guy does that.
No,
I think
know.
complimenting.
I think
becomes-
complimenting unique though.
Complimenting becomes great in circumstance.
Yeah.
Example: if you see them face to face,
Yeah.
you don't compliment their hair. You compliment something that's
their
unique about what they're
style or
wearing.
Like, yeah.
That's a great opening line.
100%.
amazing. Because again, it's going back to what I said, business relationship wise. What is their connection? How can you connect to them instantly from being a complete stranger?
Yep.
The DM is just value. And so being a content creator, being in my background, it's not like, hey, let's just shoot.
Yeah.
A lot of the times I'll talk to girls, I'll ask them what they're doing, and I'll tell them ways they could improve their business.
Okay.
You teach a girl how to make money, she'll never forget you.
Oh, man.
It's truth.
That is, yeah.
It's
wow.
truth.
I never actually.
An example is,
I love
especially
that.
since you have a brand, a girl that wants to start a brand.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have your website set up? No, this is what I did. You could do it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I won't mention that.
Yeah, got it. It's just context. It's value.
Yeah.
It's so real. How are you providing value to them?
No, yeah, that's actually true. It's honestly, it's the same thing as a business interaction.
It is. It completely is.
Wow.
It's just more so someone hearing this or watching is thinking, oh, there's emotion filled. Definitely.
Yeah.
There's emotional connection.
Yeah.
But we're talking surface level. You don't know who they are. You don't.
Yeah.
Then it becomes who they are.
Yeah.
So if I have an attraction to them, that's one thing. But genuine, it's like, what are you doing? Alignment. Where's their alignment in our lives?
What is the perfect first date? And then I want to loop back into the business side of things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people find a value in relationships. Because back to at least what I value is relationships.
Yeah.
So what's the perfect first date? Not some complex shit like the DM.
You're saying an actual experience?
Yeah.
I'm a big experience guy. So I'm not your typical.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
Yeah. Meaning, what I mean to say is that to answer the question is that I wouldn't just do dinner. I think that's so boring.
No. For sure not.
I'm all about activity. Again, naturally.
Yeah.
I love to be out. I love to do things.
Yeah.
And it would be some form of an experience.
Okay.
Wakeboarding. Being from Miami,
Yeah,
being on a boat,
Going
going to do something like that. But I also think the first date, in my opinion, it shouldn't just be solo. I believe in my lifestyle, I'm always surrounded by people.
Yeah.
And I would like to see them in a group setting.
Totally.
That's how I am. And ultimately, too, it makes them feel more comfortable.
Way more comfortable.
You want the girl to feel comfortable, and she feels comfortable with her girlfriends.
Yeah.
So you do an activity that involves all of them. And then you can see through those moments if there's a connection. And then you take the next step of doing the one-on-one. But I believe sometimes going directly one-on-one
is just, yeah.
Yeah, just...
Unless you see a ton of like potential, like you'd want to date them.
Yeah, but again, that takes time.
Yeah, totally. Oh, yeah.
You know?
Hit the bases.
It's like, we were talking about it. It's like baseball.
She gets comfortable with you.
You don't end up at third base,
you
know? And I mean this in a relationship-wise, not... It's just that it takes time. And so I do the group setting. And again, I'm experiential, something fun, always something cool. Yeah. I'm lucky where what I do for a living involves a lot of experiences. Totally. And it's consistently changing. It's not the same thing. Yeah. It's not in the same city.
You can just invite them.
Yeah, invite them out, invite them with friends.
Yeah.
Or if I am in that city and there's something happening, then I'm a big believer in curating the room. And there's a lot of things I can't control, but there are a lot of things I can control. And that's who I'm with and what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, I think that's so important because then you start to realize how much power you really have in creating a great situation. And so what I mean by that is if I'm in a certain city and I know an owner of a restaurant, we're going to that restaurant. Yeah. If I know what to order, I'm ordering for everybody. Totally. And I know because the meals are great, what people enjoy. And I have the intimate moments where you're like, all right, cool. But like, how do if I know I want her? Yeah. You ask her, are you allergic to anything? Is there anything you really like? Yeah. And then you go out of your way. Then you go out of your way to order something for her.
No guy's asking her that.
Right. Yeah. But again, it's remembering that it's not just about you guys. If you're in that group setting. Totally. And ultimately, I truly believe women love people who are not consistently focused on them.
Yeah. Well, because it has to be that pull away, you know? Yeah, you have to give them a lot of attention and then cut back on it.
There's a little bit of it, there's a little bit of the chase. But ultimately, the point I want to get across is that they just look for someone that is ultimately trying to have a good time. Yeah. And I mean that in an experiential way. Yep. Totally. Of living life. No, totally. Respectful. Yeah. Someone who I like to be is someone who communicates a lot. Yeah. And knowing what you want and being very direct on that. No one likes someone in general. You don't like anyone that's like, oh, I don't know if I can make it. Yeah. I'll think about it.
I don't really really know what I
You
want to do. Do you have an idea for dinner?
Do you know what you're gonna get for dinner? What are you gonna eat? No, people like, hey, we're going to this restaurant. We're gonna be there at this time.
This
We're
is
gonna
really
be getting
good. I
this
recommend
meals.
that, yeah.
Being very direct.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the business side of things.
Yeah.
If you were to start over, base one, with the knowledge you have and the experience you have, but
Yeah.
not the connections.
Yeah.
Not the connections. So I put you in South Africa.
Great.
Okay, you're in
Do
an
I have
apartment.
internet?
You got internet.
Cool.
You got internet, and
I've actually been there. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why you asked if there's internet. I was like, it's South Africa.
No, meaning the situation. If I had internet, so if I had to go be word of mouth.
Oh.
So there's two
I thought
different
you meant
approaches.
You were to South Africa.
No,
I was like-
meaning approaches of how I
okay.
do this.
Okay,
Because
interesting.
I could attack both
Okay,
easily.
so with internet,
Yeah.
I would love to hear that without internet, but
Yeah.
with internet,
Yeah.
what would you do with no connection? You can't call anyone.
Yeah.
New city, you don't know
Yep.
anyone.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Because a lot of
Go on
people are in that
Instagram.
situation,
Yeah, yeah.
especially
This-
moving to college.
So yeah.
They want.
This is for South Africa or anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Do this exact thing.
Okay.
You're gonna go. You're in. That's South Africa.
Yeah.
If there's a coffee shop that you go to regularly,
Okay.
you're gonna look up their Instagram. You're gonna look up the type of content they're creating.
Mm.
You're gonna outline 3 things that you can improve. You're gonna outline them. You're gonna do them, and then you're gonna show it to the manager or owner. Number
Without
one.
even hitting them up.
Without even hitting them up.
Okay.
What does that do? Creates credibility,
Instant value too.
instant value, credibility,
Yeah.
and showing that you're willing to put in the work before the paycheck came in.
Yep.
Now, notice how I said that locally.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, I use Instagram to check, but ultimately, I don't know who they are. Now, if you're saying, all right, I don't have a coffee shop, this is very, you're going Instagram, you could literally look up hashtag, just keep it in context, coffee shop.
Yeah.
You're going to look at coffee shop Instagrams. You'll find one. And you're going to do the same exact thing. Slide in the DMs. Tell them the 3 things. Not that they're doing wrong. The things that you can improve on for them. And then you show them the content that you created for that. And then they're going to say, how can we work together?
Mm.
You're going to offer them a monthly contract of $500. 15 pieces of content. 5 photos. 5 videos.
Yeah.
5 reels.
Yeah. And then you get 5 of those.
Exactly.
$2,500 a month. Getting some new camera gear and then upgrade.
And this is all from an iPhone, by the way.
Yeah, no, yeah, you don't even need a computer for that. Well,
Yeah.
editing.
And then if, let's say you're like, all right, I don't know how to do that. It's called Fiverr.
Yep.
Hire freelancers online.
Yeah.
And then they can do it
Super
for
cheap.
you.
Super cheap.
And then you scale it.
Totally. I love that.
And then, wait, to even go more like lower level, if you're like, I don't like to talk to strangers, you literally ask your mom, your dad, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your sister, is there a friend that has a small business that I could help?
Yeah, I think that.
There's one person that has a small bit, even if it's catering, if it's fitness, if it's modeling, give value to them. That creates your portfolio. Then you leverage that to introduce to someone else, and then you sell yourself.
Amazing. I love that. All right, to wrap it up, what
Having
is
fun? I'm kind of sad we have to wrap it up.
what? I know I'm having fun too. We'll run up a second episode
Okay.
next time you're in town.
Okay.
What is your next move, and why are you making that move?
Yeah, so my evolution, so we kind of never got into my story, the full of it, is that I spent 8 years in New York as a creative. I moved to LA. And when I was there...
Wait, real quick, did you move to LA before you knew Dan?
No.
Okay.
I moved to LA for Dan.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And... yeah, episode 2, we definitely talk about how the story
Yeah,
of High
for
Memories.
sure,
That's a
for
crazy
sure.
story. But is that my evolution as a creator was I was always betting on myself and doing things. And that's how I grew my network of always going out and meeting people and shooting over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And so I'm at a point where I never felt that I was in a position to help others ever, because I feel, even now, I still feel in a way where I'm still learning so much. And then I just never wanted to be put on a pedestal of thinking like, hey, I know it all, or hey, listen to me, look at me.
Yeah.
I've fought that because I genuinely feel like I'm just getting started. But with that being said, I've had a massive shift in my mindset over the past couple months of having relationships like this, where you're asking me questions that are really for you, what I'm noticing, or like life changing or business changing, or like, I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
I've never thought of, and then giving you the tactical advice to do it.
Yeah.
And I've had those conversations over and over again. I'm like, wow, I have something happening here. And I did an even smaller test of creating a group chat. I don't think you know this, on Instagram, of creatives from all over the country that would always ask me questions, or I would find value from and learn from and put them all together.
Nice.
And I saw the power of community. And I also saw the power of a lot of solopreneurs that are in the creative space and that want to do what I do at the level I do it and just don't know how.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, is that there's a lot of amazing creatives out there that are 100 times better than me. But I think my superpower is the relationships and also putting them together and also in the different cities. It's not just one city. It's in most major cities across the country. So with that being said, I'm going to be launching a new company. My business partner is going to be Travis Bott. Yeah. And our office, not yet. Yeah. Okay. There's a couple that we fostered. Okay. But there's like 2 or 3 we've gone back and forth. But the cool thing is that he has an office here in Salt Lake City. So technically our first office is going to be here in Salt Lake.
Awesome.
And it's going to be the focus of the company is essentially going to be, you can continue to do your own thing as a creative.
Yeah.
You're going to be a contractor under our umbrella. Mm-hmm. And the goal of my company is essentially is not to only give creatives opportunity, to not only give them placement, because a lot of times CEOs are, hey, I need a creative director.
Yeah.
And you could do that. The biggest thing is that, well, I told you in the Carson, give creatives a chance to travel. So it's if the Salt Lake City kid who's never left Salt Lake and has always dreamed of being in Miami, I'm going to make that your reality. Yeah. There's gigs that are happening in Miami all the time that I could fly you in for and make happen, or events.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be my X factor of the company, is that I'm going to give you the opportunity to travel. And then also locally, continuously, cultivate what you have going on locally and be that guy. But ultimately travel. And then I'm going to launch into retreats and then doing international retreats. Yeah. That's like the exciting part. But the biggest thing for me, I think, finding purpose in what I'm doing is not only knowing know what I know, but being able to serve other creatives. And I've experienced it on a smaller level of people I've put in positions to help CEOs and watching their life change. And there's one specific that I'm thinking, his name is Rob. He's the head of Lions Not Sheep. Yeah. He helps Sean Whalen out.
Yeah.
I met him literally. This is a true story. Sean Whalen came up to me and he's like, hey, I need a creative director. I let go of my team or whatever. That same night, and this is talking about being in a position to win, I went to a poker night that was being hosted, and I didn't know who he was, but I was just watching him. He was moving around, talking to people, taking videos, taking pictures. But at the end of the night, he comes up to me and we start talking. I go, what do you do for a living? So I'm a creative. I'm hoping, to do this full time, but I don't know. Typical kind of walls and questions that creatives face. I go, let's jump on a call tomorrow. Jump on a call tomorrow, dive deeper some more, tell him what I'm looking for and how I could serve him. Less than a week later, he got hired.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 days ago.
Is he still working for them?
3 days ago, he was in a helicopter touring New York City.
That's beautiful. No, that's you to a T, bro.
So it's like that. I realized when I saw that.
I broke up with my girlfriend because of this guy.
No, Time out. Let's reiterate that since it's on tape. It's not that I used it. What I told him, I told him was.
Oh no! Because I was talking about because you got me into that Lions Not Sheep event.
Yeah.
And I went. Oh, you weren't there. I went up and asked Sean. I talked to him and I was like, I asked him, I have the video of it. I said, I am in love with this girl, but I know I won't marry her. It's been 6 months in. I don't know how to let go. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my time. Like, but I know I need to get out of this relationship. And it was crazy. But but I also talked to you about that too. I forgot I talked to you about that.
Yeah. I would just say it's the point blank was just catalyst. Is I asked you the simple questions of like, you already know, like you just said it. If you're not going to marry her, then what are you doing?
Yep.
And then use that time instead of it being out and about fulfilling her needs.
Yeah.
Make it about you to build your empire of what you're trying to do.
Or look for someone that would be.
Yeah, if that's what you want. But ultimately, that's what it comes down. You got to fulfill yourself.
Yeah.
You can't fill people's cups up if yours is not filled. It just doesn't. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's just so true, though, man. It's like, how do you expect to help people if you're not helping yourself?
Yeah.
I can't come to you and serve you in any way if I haven't either done it or tried to do it.
Yeah, totally.
How does that make sense?
Yeah, it goes back to the origins.
This has been so fun.
Thank you, man. Hey, appreciate you for coming on. We wrap up every end of the end of the episode, I got that ring. You want to grab that? Cute ass.
Get him involved. Get
Oh,
him
yeah,
in the
there we
video.
go, there we go. My boy.
Hey.
All right. So,
That's such a cool box.
thank you. We got the. Oh, bro.
What?
Your box is at my. I have your box.
You got me a box?
I got you a box, bro.
You know why? Because right now, I sent him a DM. I'm like, dude, what's a good box
Yeah.
I could buy?
See, this
Because
goes-
every ring, I
Yeah.
have a little.
Little placement.
No, I have the box that you get. So I
every
don't
single
know.
one?
Yeah, I don't know what's in
Oh
what.
my
So,
gosh.
but I usually have a pretty hard rotation. I have all your rings on right now.
Yeah.
I wear them every day.
I love it, bro.
Every
No,
day.
I see your post and you're always rocking that New York one, and it's
Yeah,
just
every
like,
day.
It hypes me up, bro.
Every day.
Hypes me up. No, but this goes back to just the value. He texted me. He said, "Hey, what's a good ring box?" And I said,
On Amazon.
yeah. And then I said, don't order anything. I have something for you when you come. That exact second, went to Amazon. I found the like highest quality one I could find.
You're
Ordered
amazing.
it, put a custom logo on it, put his custom name on it, everything, and then just give it to him. But I don't expect anything from him. I just know he's such a great guy. He's such a great connection, and I love his company. So I love creating value for him, and it goes back and forth. It's just the law of reciprocity. Dude, I can't say that word.
It's all right.
Reciprocity.
I know.
Did I get it?
Yeah.
Oh my
the
gosh.
second time you do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tricky, but
I appreciate that. Seriously.
So
It's a very I'm all about thoughtful gifts.
yeah, totally.
And that's a gift that
Yeah,
if you know me, I love rings.
yeah, you do love rings.
So-
that's how we got connected. So I love that. So I want you to pick out one, and if there's one that's not your size,
Yeah, we'll figure it
feel
out.
free, and then we'll show the camera. I'm running low on inventory. Just pick out something. It's really just to plug the brand
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end.
of
No, I'm just kidding.
Of course. Keep looking at the music one. I don't play any intro. Well, I grew up playing a couple. Let me go with this moon one.
All right.
The moon one was really cool.
All right. Wait, can we see it real quick?
Oh yeah.
You want to punch in on it? Can you punch in on it? Will that even focus?
That's really close.
How far does that punch in?
70. Should I just come over?
Yeah. You want to take the whole camera off?
This is all going above and beyond.
Exactly. See what podcast is? Look. Wait,
There it
get
is.
close to me. What podcast is doing this? We got a moving camera, man. On the, okay. Here, wait. You can just put it down.
BrandPierre.com. You can find all your ring needs.
Find the ring to inspire your dreams.
Exactly. Find the ring to inspire your dreams.